Hey folks, I'm Tennessee Brando with the MeidasTouch Network. Ron DeSantis has said that if he's elected president, he is going to pardon Donald Trump and all of the January 6th insurrectionists. I don't think we have to worry about DeSantis pardoning anyone. I don't think he's going to be seeing the White House anytime soon because his campaign has been an absolute glorious train wreck to sit back and watch. But that's where we're at with the MAGA movement. The only way that you're ever going to secure their vote and secure their support is to promise to pardon the people who tried to overthrow and overturn a free and fair election, and you have to promise to pardon the man that started the whole damn thing. Take a look here at Ron DeSantis explaining why he would do such a thing, and then let's come back and talk about it.
Election even happens, that you would look at that. I think you said on our show before, you'd look at pardoning all the January 6th.
Well, my view, I mean, with respect to do we really think it's good for the country to have an almost 80-year-old former president in prison? Like, is that going to be good for us to come together?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, there's divisions in this society, but there is some opportunity, I think, to come together on some things. But it's like when all this is going on, that makes it very difficult. So, I look back at like Nixon pardoning Ford. He took a lot of heat for it, but I think it was the right decision to just move the country beyond that. And, they could have tried to got a pound of flesh out of Nixon. And it wasn't that Nixon was above the law. It was just weighing how does that, provide fissures to society, for this. But it's a type of thing where, in terms of ending weaponization, I think, wielding pardon power is definitely part of it.
So he thinks the only way that we can heal and move forward as a nation would be to not hold people accountable for their actions. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And I want to point out something. There's a whole lot of people that I talk with that don't get into politics. And they'll say, yeah, man, I don't get into politics. And I'll say to them, why? Why don't you get into politics? Why don't you vote? Well, because I just feel like they're all in it together. And I think a lot of this goes back to things like Ford pardoning Nixon. When they see people break the law, when they see people impeached, they see people put on trial, they see people indicted, and then nothing ever comes of it, they start to feel like that, hey, they're just all in it together. They're all out for each other. They're not out for me. They don't have my best interests at heart. So it doesn't help to pull anybody into the political arena and have anyone start caring enough to cast their vote if they look back from the outside and just watch everyone get away with everything. It also desensitizes them to the next January 6th style event that would happen. When things like that happen, there's going to be people say, well, I'm not going to get worked up over that. There's no point. They're not going to do nothing to nobody. They're not going to get in no trouble for that. And what does that say to the next president if Donald Trump is pardoned and let off the hook? What does that say to the next guy? And why would we ever have a president lay his left hand on the Bible, raise his right hand, and swear to defend and protect the Constitution again? Why would we ever have that act in the inauguration again if we don't hold Donald Trump accountable? What would be the point of that? And pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists, what does that say to the next QAnon conspiracy theorist? What does that say to the next person in their basement plotting something? It says, hey, I can do this, and it will become politicized, and it will become a weapon amongst two political parties, and I'll be pardoned too. What does it say to someone like Ron DeSantis and all these MAGA Republicans who are trying to appeal to the base by appealing to the worst of people, by appealing to these conspiracy theorists and people who thinks that the whole American government is out to get them and out to destroy them, and therefore they want to destroy the government? How is it right that people like Ron DeSantis appeals to people like that? We talk a whole lot about voters holding their candidates accountable, but how about candidates holding their voters accountable? Hear me out on this. Why would you want to entertain a crowd of people who wants to overthrow the government if you don't do everything they say? Why would you want to appeal to a group of people who believes every batshit conspiracy theory that gets cooked up on the internet? Why would you want to appeal to people who wants to see everyone get away with everything? When you appeal to that kind of people, why would you want to appeal to hate groups? Why would you want to say to them, hey, we got your back? When you don't call it out, when you don't condone it, and when you don't hold it accountable, what you're saying to those kind of people is, we've got your back. You empower them. You make them stronger. They feel more empowered to do the next big thing because they feel that you're in their side. So we could talk all day long about, well, we need to hold our candidates accountable. I think it's high time that Republicans start holding their base accountable and say, hey, we're not going to entertain this shit. We're not going to entertain your ideas. We have a different approach. We have different ideas. We're here to debate different ideas with the Democrats. We're here to have a different approach on things. But we're not here to appeal to your conspiracy theories. We're not here to appeal to your paranoia. We have got to get back to basic, sane, logical arguments. I want to get back to, hey, what can we do to help the environment. What's your idea, Mr. Republican? What's your idea, Mr. Democrat? Now let's both sit back as a voter and go, wow, those was two really good ideas. I don't know which one I'm going to pick, instead of saying, well, I'm going to go over here with the party because this party over here is absolutely insane. And there's a whole lot of people out there voting Democrat today. I don't agree with everything the Democratic Party does. I don't agree with every single thing that Joe Biden does. But I do not see myself leaving the left anytime soon because that side is so far gone. It shouldn't be that way. We should be listening to candidates saying, man, they both had a really good idea. I'm not sure which one will work the best. Let's see. Instead of saying, man, I'm going to be over here with this party that at least has some ideas, because this party over here has no ideas whatsoever. They only want to tear down all the progress that we've made, and they want to appeal to the worst of people. So if Ron DeSantis thinks that healing the country is not holding people accountable, he's full of shit. Plain and simple. That would not heal us. And if we sat back on our side of the fence and watched him pardon Trump, and we saw all the hard work of trying to bring these people to justice go down the drain, all that's going to do is cause people on our side to say screw it, and probably end up over here with the people going, I'm not going to vote anymore. I'm going third party, because that's what breeds that kind of thinking. That's all it does. It does not help the cause at all. So Ron DeSantis, he's not going to see the White House. His campaign's been a train wreck, but that's the message that MAGA Republicans are riding on, is that we have to pardon Trump and we have to pardon these insurrectionists, because that's the type of people they're trying to appeal to. And I say it's time that they start trying to appeal to a better type of voter. So folks, be sure to hit that subscribe button here on MeidasTouch. Get these videos out there and share them. Let everyone know where we're at. I'm very proud to be part of the MeidasTouch network. And until next time, I'm Tennessee Brando. You guys keep tuning in. I'll keep telling you the truth.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.